Hey everybody, welcome back to more Pirate Galaxy. Today, I welcome you to Prosperous in the Gemini system. In the last episode, we unlocked 4 classes of colonial ship. There are 6 overall, but Vega through Miser you can only access the first 4. The first ship I'm going to show you is the Storm. In addition to the Blaster, Collector, Repair Droid, and Afterburner, we also have 2 more offense items that actually deal damage, one item that boosts the power of your rockets and blasters, and a perforator that cuts through enemy shields. The Storm is by far the most offensive class through Miser, and as you can see, it's capable of doing a lot of damage at once. The aim computer not only increases your accuracy, it increases the damage you do. Rockets do a lot of damage, and they also do splash damage. They don't do splash damage in Vega, but they do as soon as you get to Antares. I'm not entirely sure, but the Vega Ancient rockets might do splash damage. I've heard it go either way, and I don't have Ancient rockets for Vega. Now the Thermal Blast is really nice when you need to kill something that's just being annoying, like that Rocketeer. The Thermal Blast is a set and forget item. All you do is you set one of your enemies on fire, and you can just let it burn, quite literally. So we're just going to finish up these harps and find something to demonstrate the perforator on. Now, as you can see, my rockets do a lot less damage without the aim computer. My general policy is to never use my rockets without my aim computer. So now we've got shields over here. And as you can see, my blasters pass through their shields without any trouble. It's a very useful item. It can be a bit undervalued when you're not using it, but all in all, Storm's a really nice ship. It holds up well, and it does a lot of damage. Be right back in a tank. And we're back in a tank. The tank is definitely the most defensive of all the ships in the game. It has 2 defensive items, one being a shield, the other being an aim scrambler. The aim scrambler I mentioned decreases the probability of shots landing. And the shield, of course, absorbs damage. It also has a taunt, which is fairly useful for squad play. We'll get to that in a second. The last item it has is the aggro bomb. It's the second most powerful splash item in the game. And I think I've bitten off a bit more than I can chew in this. Maybe not. So as you can see, the tank doesn't have a lot of firepower capabilities. It relies mostly on its defensive capabilities to outlast its opponents. The aim scrambler comes back fairly quickly, which is a blessing, but the shield takes forever, and so does the aggro bomb. And barely gonna survive this. Don't try that at home, kids. So as you can see, we did an entire harvester, which again we haven't met. We'll meet those on Aurora. And our aggro bomb has not come back yet. And our shield's not even close. Repair droid is, though. So the tank is very sturdy. It has a lot of armor, but it doesn't hit very hard. And it also flies a bit slowly. I'm not a big fan of tank. I prefer to kill things quickly rather than stay alive longer. But they're great for squad play. It's nice to have one tank to attract aggression. Which reminds me, we still need to go over the taunt. I'm going to bomb this real quick. The taunt is an item that attracts aggression. It has a fairly long range, and is useful when you get to a patch of enemies and you want to draw one out, or when you're in a squad, you can use the taunt to make sure whatever you're shooting hits you instead of maybe a weaker squad mate like an NG. It's very useful to do it this way. Tanks make very good fodder. That's about all there is for the tank. It's time to move to a stun. Here we have our stun. This is a really cool looking ship. Aesthetically, this is one of my favorite ships in the game right here, the Gemini Stun. The stun, as I mentioned in the last video, mostly revolves around strategy. It has only one offensive item, the blaster, but it has two items that can help freeze opponents. It has the stun charge, which we won't have to worry about that interceptor for a few seconds. And I'll also drop the next couple waves of interceptors and show you the stun dome. Also very useful is an aggro beacon. The aggro beacon attracts damage off of you. The Mantis will prefer to shoot it as long as it's a high enough level. So you see that Rocketeer coming in here? It's going to shoot at my beacon instead of me. One of the downsides of the stun is it doesn't have a lot of armor. So the stun dome, you can see it stunned all of those interceptors. The stun dome is more powerful in general. It stuns harder, but it doesn't last as long, unfortunately. Both stun items take a while to come back, which is why they gave it its last item, the speed actuator. The speed actuator decreases cooldowns by a certain percentage based on the level of the speed actuator. You can see our repair droid is cooling down much faster than it would without a speed actuator. And that's a stun. They take some getting used to. They have a very low armor rating. The armor rating is only 95 as opposed to a Storm's rating of 100 and a Tank's rating of 150. But the point is that they're not getting hit quite as much with the combination of the aggro beacon and the stun items. They're also getting these items back quicker with the speed actuator. Unfortunately, they're not very usable in PvE play. They are very good at PvP, though. You really don't want to face a stun unless you're very, very good or have a stun yourself. One last ship. We will get some assistance. Alright, guys. We're back. I've wrangled up a couple squad mates here, and we're going to show you the basic features of the NG. The reason I need squad mates for this is because there are items I can only use on other people. I'm going to open my squad window up so that I can see when they need repairs. The item I'm using right now is like a shield. It's not as strong, but one benefit of it is that it negates a stun charge. If you have a protector over you, stuns will not affect you. I'll fly in here, find something else to shoot at. Here's another death squad coming. So this time, Troll Poo over here took the stun off the commander. When you're fighting death squads, it's a good idea to take out the Resurrector first, otherwise it'll materialize other things. Now that Figo's a little low on health, we're going to use a repair target. The repair target can only be used on other players in your squad or on your buddy list, and as the name suggests, it repairs your target. We've also got a repair field. It is a splash repair ability that anyone under the repair field can get healed from it. So we'll put this protector on Troll Poo over here. The last ability is the Materializer. If someone dies in combat, the Materializer can rematerialize them, as the name might suggest. So we're going to go over here to the Harvesters, and Figo's volunteered to pod. Now, ideally, this is a very bad thing to do if you're an NG. Don't let your squad mates pod. This is for demonstration only. You also shouldn't take a harv all 4 waves at once like this. I'm gonna put that repair target on Dave. And so now, without using any energy, Fig is going to be rematerialized, and I can rep her again. And that is the engineer. And we're back in orbit of Lyris. I was hoping that we'd have time to do a story mission or two before I signed off, but looking at this video, it's already nearly 15 minutes long. So next time on Pirate Galaxy, we'll get done with Lyris. We'll go to Axiom one last time before going to a new system. And we will also go to a new planet. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave your comments in the section below, and I will see you guys next time.